the Falcons' offense, they averaged 33.8 points a game a year ago, 7th best all-time, I believe. They basically return everybody. It's pretty uncommon continuity that they have. They're missing one starter. It's guard Chris Chester, and they have a new starting offensive guard. So all 4 of the 5 offensive linemen and all the skill players are exactly the same. So you would think that this is going to be one of the best offenses in the league again. It looked like that at the beginning of the year. They've had 2 pretty slow games against the Bills and Dolphins at home, so it kind of gives you some pause there. But I would believe that they're going to be a pretty tough matchup for New England, and one of the most important reasons why is just because of their running backs and what they're able to do out of the backfield. The Pats have had some trouble with those kind of. I mean, one of the biggest plays in the Super Bowl was when Freeman caught what ended up being a 37-yard completion in the fourth quarter. Could have probably sealed the game if the Falcons had taken care of business when they got down to the Patriots' 25-yard line. So that's a matchup between Freeman and Coleman. They're going to look to get those guys on the Patriots linebackers, and I think they could do a lot of damage in this game because both are pretty explosive in the open field, and Freeman's pretty tough between the tackles too. Like, those are 2 of their better players. The one thing with the Falcons offense, like, Julio Jones really hasn't been heavily involved this season. I believe he's 42nd in the NFL in targets. Now, part of that is because he got injured, missed half of a game, and they've had a bye. So I think his targets per game are probably a little bit higher. But he hasn't been the dominant force yet. And with a player like that, you're always kind of waiting. You know they're going to have a breakout game eventually. And he was pretty damn good in the Super Bowl against the Pats. And now you look at this Patriots secondary, you're probably looking at Stephon Gilmore covering him, you would think. You signed Stephon Gilmore for a reason. He really took Mike Evans for most of that Tampa Bay game. You would think if he's healthy from that concussion, he'll probably be the one to take Julio Jones. And that, just given the way those 2 players' seasons have gone, that Jones is still waiting to have that monster game. And Gilmore really hasn't been great. He was pretty good against Evans, but hasn't been great. That's a really, really interesting matchup to me.
For sure, yeah. And, I mean, Tevin Coleman running those vertical routes is something the Patriots have really struggled with, and he's good at those.